The CEO and Director General of the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association, CHTA, Frank Comito, was the guest speaker at the BVIC-CHA's luncheon on May 16. He explained why there has been a major shift in the consumer market for accommodation, particularly using the sharing economy, which was given impetus by the 2008 recession. The sharing economy is an economic model which allows persons to borrow or rent the assets of others inexpensively. Now, this economic model is nothing new, but what has allowed it to take off are lucrative online ventures such as Uber and Airbnb. Now, the sharing economic model is not without its critics who are of the view that it is in need of regulation. But as the Director General of the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association says, is the sharing economy more a threat or an opportunity?
You can't blame the sharing economy. You can't blame folks that are renting out their home. They're meeting a demand that exists out there, and they're taking advantage of an opportunity that exists for them. Let's take the two most common areas of sharing economy: car sharing and home sharing. Who's really predominantly driving it? At the bottom there, you're seeing the age categories. And that bluish one with the biggest one there, those are millennials. And you're seeing it in that predominant 44 years and younger. That's where it's at. 79% of travelers want to explore a specific neighborhood. We're looking for experiences, and we as hoteliers need to understand that. So 91% of the travelers want to live like a local. 74% of Airbnb properties are outside of the main hotel districts.
The CHTO CEO and Director General asserts that the opportunities to be tapped from Airbnb are definitely greater than the threats, highlighting that while occupancy levels at Airbnb accommodations are rapidly climbing, they tend to be less than those of hotels. However, their sheer numbers can be of great utility for airlift and new market access.
What I love about the sharing economy is there's a tremendous opportunity for greater local ownership of the tourism industry. But it's also the practicality and almost the humane side of it, making sure that our people in the region, our indigenous people, are more active, engaged, beneficial stakeholders in the tourism industry. What better way can we grow and protect and develop our industry by making that happen? And sharing economy is a tool for doing that. It's an opportunity to capture new markets and broaden destination market appeal, strengthen linkages in community tourism, an opportunity for hotels to assess market shift and adapt a little over a year ago. And if you look at the BVI, at that point, I believe you had 603 Airbnb listings at that point. Your licensed hotel rooms are what? About 1,500, 2,000, something like that? Even though they don't have the same occupancy levels at an Airbnb property that a hotel has, it's still inventory. And it helps. What we're not doing right now as a region is even factoring it into our airlift negotiations. When we're trying to get airlift, the airlines want to know, what are your occupancies like, what are your visitor arrivals like, and so on.
Mr. Comito says governments can assist in leveling the playing field between hotels and Airbnb accommodations by engaging the sharing economy rather than creating hardship, as some destinations internationally and in the Caribbean are already introducing public-private partnerships, legislation, and even fines to bring the sharing economy into the formal one.
They should be taxed, no doubt about it. They should be taxed just like any other business. They should have standards that they're required to meet, but they shouldn't be as onerous as ours. So Airbnb believes that. They have no problem with that. So you could tax them tomorrow if you wanted to. But note, when you start talking to them about regulations, you're going to have a different conversation. They should be required to do some data and reporting, just like we are. There should be an avenue for complaints and dispute resolution. And really the biggest challenge for is if someone has a bad experience in a destination, it's not the destination, it's not the property that gets blamed, it's the destination that gets blamed. So there's reputational damage